Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. And I'll tell you what, you're going to have to sit down for at least the next half hour and give you an idea what this gal is probably going to come up with. Pat Slack, I mean, you've been River's Edge Gallery, Feng Shui, Art Fair, DDA.
Yeah,
Hey,
all of the above. Yeah, very busy all the time, but luckily so.
Luckily so.
Had a lot of opportunities to do different things and practice different things and learn different things. So it's nice to use your knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's sort of nice about it, because it's January and it's sort of, everybody's like, it's after the holidays. It's like, let's think of something new. What can we do around here? And I said, hey, wait.
That's right. Well, you know, I'm an interior designer. Besides owning River's Edge Gallery in downtown Wyandotte, which art is my passion.
Yeah.
And I've been an interior designer for as long as I've owned the art gallery now for almost 42 years. My late husband and I started it. And when we moved into town, well, I grew up in Wyandotte.
Yeah.
When we came back and moved into town, we decided the place for us to start an art gallery. And so he's, as an artist, and then I started my practice as an interior designer. And I did that for quite a while and kind of quietly. Because we were running the gallery as well. And like I said, art is my passion, and we represent Michigan artists and have done very well with that, and have some very fantastic artists. You know lots of them.
Oh, yeah.
And so after about 20 years into the interior design, I came across Feng Shui. Feng Shui is the ancient Chinese art of placement of objects towards harmony.
Okay.
And Feng Shui means wind and water.
Okay.
And so it's a way of designing, and it was just something. After designing for all these years, it was like the same old thing, like anything else. You do something, and all of a sudden I had a new way to look at things, which was flow and color and how all of this would make a room look and feel, and mainly feel. So Feng Shui is as you're placing things. And there's so much to it. I don't want to go into a lot of the mechanics of it, but I will say that I would like to get some of the basics so that people can research themselves and know how to research. Because there are over 152 schools of Feng Shui, and every culture has their own method of Feng Shui. Starting with American Indians, a certain way to put housing and where to put animals, and there's always certain maybe ideas, and a lot of them are very practical, like keeping a mountain in the back of you so you can't be attacked from the back, and we have those natural impulses to protect ourselves. So a lot of things come out of natural instincts. So in Feng Shui, it's from China, but awful lot of the schools are based upon China's on the other side of the equator. The directions aren't going to be the same as in the U.S. So there's a school of Feng Shui called Western Feng Shui, which deals with our culture, our directions, our habits. So that's the one to look into when you're looking into, if you're living in actually parts of Europe as well as in the United States. You study Western Feng Shui. And Western Feng Shui, the difference is that there's Feng Shui is based upon dividing your home into 8 areas of energy where there's certain energy in
Really?
there's the romance area, there's the health area, there's the friendship area, there's 8 different areas, and it's called a bagua, which means 8. And so
simple.
yeah, so simple. So you take those areas. Now the basics practice of feng shui is to take an area, let's say that you wanted to meet somebody, and that romantic, you wanted to increase your romance in your life. Well, there's certain colors that will energize that area.
Oh, really?
And like red or pink or any color in the red category. So you put a little red in there. Let's say that you're in the middle of you want a rock solid. Well, you put a little earth in there, so you put a rock. And there's different minerals and things that mean something, that have meaning to it. So it's symbols.
Okay.
But what you're doing is as we think we are. So as you're doing this, you're also preparing yourself, for this.
Oh, really?
You're going to attract.
You are. Yeah.
You're going to attract. You attract what you put out.
Okay.
So this helps you get yourself, get your area, as we think we are. It's actually physics that they did a study at one point in time that where they were having various groups watch the very same molecular collisions, and every time everybody saw something different, but they saw what they thought they were going to see. So we have an energy, so we're connecting our energy to our stuff. There's a really good book. There's 2 really good books that in the library, Wyandotte Library, has several books on feng shui, and 2 books, Western Feng Shui, which I know they just ordered, and that's a real nice basic book. And then there's also Change Your Stuff, Change Your Life.
Oh,
and
okay.
so there'll be, you change things around, and again, it's intention too. What are you intending? What do you want? You want fortune? Well, make sure there's not anything broken and torn and ugly in your wealth area.
Okay.
Take that stuff out and put nice shiny stuff in there, and good stuff, and things that would mean to you wealth, etc. Now you're also directing your own intention towards what you want out of your life.
What's the most common, though?
That people want?
Yeah.
First, it's all, wealth is always a big one.
Really? Yeah.
But you have to balance. All of these have to be in balance.
Yeah.
It's like it's a circle, and you can't have it going one way or the other. Like you can't be heavy. People who have money and are not happy. People who have health and are not content.
Right.
People who have everything but they don't have friends. You have to have everything in balance. So that's how you learn to balance your areas. But you can always, you say, this is the area that's not balanced for me. I need more resources. I need more wealth, not for the sake of being rich, but for the sake of having balance in your life. So the things that people, it depends on what's going on in their life. A lot of people, health is the most important thing. That's the center, And so a lot of people have health. A lot of people want a relationship, or they want to improve their relationship. Travel, a lot of people want to travel. There's an area for travel. So all of these different areas make a full and complete life. So when one of them is out, that's where you kind of work on it.
Concentrate on that.
Yeah. And if you want to change, then you put a water elements, because that's a change and a constant motion, So there's and different things represent water, like a mirror. Crystals are, will bring good energy. You just have to direct it. Or you direct bad energy away from you. You've heard of Qi, and Qi is like good energy. Cha is bad energy. So there's both out there. So it's, if you have a nasty neighbor, you put a crystal out to send their bad energy back to them.
I should tell my one kid.
Yeah, there you go. Or a mirror. You reflect back. Because even now they know, like in hospitals, et cetera, they know that certain colors will block X-rays. They're, blue blocks X-rays, and so, they'll use paint for different things in a telescope, that, or they use mirrors, to create images and energy. So we do the same thing.
About paint. I know there are some rooms or health departments that have a certain color in the room, whether it's for an adult or for kids, or
for calming, or for energy, or there's certain colors that'll be very vibrant, so, and there's certain colors that will be very calming, and blue is well known to be calming, yellow is well known to be energetic.
Okay.
So, if you want to, and of course there's all different types of those colors, because colors are a mixture. As an interior designer, I'm always like mixing colors, like what makes a warm yellow as opposed to a cold yellow, that kind of thing. So, but you want warm colors, calming, cold colors, or energetic.
So it gets to a point where depends on what part of your life you're at, where you're at. If you feel comfortable in your home, that's no problem. It's just the other things that you got to concentrate on. Yeah,
it's what you're balancing. You're balancing, and you're balancing energy. And we know that there's energy in the universe. We know that there's black energy. We know that there's, we know the universe is made up of. This is made up of the same thing that this is. It's to say, you go take it down to the smallest particle. We're made of the same thing. And so you're bringing all this energy together, and you're using your stuff to help energize your life. And
so how do you get connected with people? Like, say, what are some of the, we probably won't have that much time to really.
That's okay.
But I mean, what would be a common thing? If somebody calls you and say, hey, come on down, I want to.
Usually, like anything else in life, it's word of mouth. Somebody, usually I've done somebody's house, because either I do it as a designer and sometimes as just a Feng Shui consultant. Okay. And so I do both, or sometimes I do both. Now I can't design without Feng Shui, not that I tell anybody necessarily that, this is a Feng Shui thing, but it just works out better. Okay. It just looks better. Plus, it gives me a new way of placing things, and I'm doing it like from, it's almost like looking with new eyes. So, so I'm doing something that somebody else may not do, but it looks great because it's the right energy, because now you're getting a nice, even flow in the room, as opposed to you've gotten into some rooms where you have to walk around everything to get in and out. So that's and how light is in the room, and so but usually it's word of mouth. Somebody, I don't really advertise. I don't really need to. I've been doing it a long time, both the interior design and that.
That's your background now. You have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been interior design and and then Feng Shui, and then galleryist, owning a gallery. So that's what I do. That's who I am.
And if you ever want to talk to her or see her or stop in, River's Edge Gallery is right on Biddle Avenue.
It is. Yep, it is. And I have we have some beautiful artwork by Michigan artists, and a lot local, and several just from Wyandotte. And so it's a nice place to visit anyway.
You mentioned too before we came on about Pat Iso.
Yeah.
She's been gone, but
Yeah.
you
Well, a
still
lot of
have
people.
some of her items there.
I do. I think a lot of people remember Patricia Iso from, because she was so well, she was a wind-out artist, but with an international reputation. She's in galleries in Paris and, besides wind-out. And then she was very active on the art fair committee and just in her own studio, which was in the gallery at the end of her life. And she'll have been gone. February 12th will be her 1 year, have an anniversary, birthday, and so I haven't stopped carrying her work. She's gone, but her work is not, and there's lots of work that can be recreated because she did mainly photography, and so she's still alive and well in River's Edge Gallery, and we still have. And on her anniversary, we're going to bring out pieces that were the last pieces that she worked on, and display them. What's left.
Okay, for some people that might hop down like a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, what are your hours?
Well, we've shortened our hours a little bit after COVID, and we can't have the openings like we used to, et cetera.
Right.
We have to mitigate, everything has to be mitigated. So we are there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're by appointment Sunday and Monday. But the other days we're there from 1 to 7.
Okay. So they still can come down and see what you have to
Absolutely,
offer.
yeah. And we still do have special events. We just do take precautions like everybody else is,
Yeah.
and don't have the huge events like we used to. They're a little smaller. People have a little more distance between them.
Yeah. 6 foot, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we also came on, it was like,
Yeah.
you're also on the art fair.
Art Fair Committee.
Yeah. And you said there's a possibility of what's happening this year.
Well, it is different, and you have a really good team that plans the art fair every year,
Yeah.
and Heather Teedy is in charge of that. She starts working on the art fair before the other art fair's even done.
Yeah.
And if you remember all the situations in the last art fair, it was all of a sudden, we only really were given the green light to have an art fair about days before she threw it together.
Right.
And so, but during that time, we learned a few things that we'd like to try again. Wyandotte has a social district, and the social district means that people can, right now you could go get a drink from one of the bars, restaurants, and you can walk around town with it. And you can go in and you can shop and you can have your cocktail. I don't know who'd want to do that in 10 below, but there might
There
be
are a lot of
somebody.
people. There are a lot of
I think there's hot toddies or something, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
But so the social districting worked out very well last year because we couldn't have the big party on the waterfront,
Right.
which we can't do this year either because we don't know what kind of situation we're in. But what turned out was the social districting, all our bars and restaurants that are in the downtown area did fabulously because that's where people went to get their drink, and then they could walk around the art fair and enjoy the art fair. So this year we're doing the same thing. We're not having the, again, it's not cautious enough to do that. So we're having and we also found that the social districting did so well for the local businesses.
Oh, they say, woohoo!
Well, when you think about like a local business, you're there 12 months. You're not necessarily there during all the good times. Not every day is going to be a good day. There are going to be days, and especially with COVID, restaurants and bars have suffered tremendously and having to close down for, we were all closed down for 3 or 4 months last year. So we're all recovering. So whatever helps the local businesses is the way to go. And the mayor, council, DDA had decided that that this is the way to go, and Heather's has organized all of this. So we're going to have a beautiful art fair with as many artists as we've ever had. We're going to have entertainment, but it's going to be mainly acoustic and a lot of different types of entertainment, where the farmers market has been in the last year. And that's going to be a stage, and there's going to be entertainment, and people can go to all the restaurants and bars and get their drinks and sit down and listen to the entertainment or walk around the art fair. We'll have a lot of street entertainment, street artists, street performers. There's going to be a big increase in that. So it's going to be I think it'll even be a better art fair, because it'll be concentrated in the downtown area. And of course, all the stores and all the restaurants, but all the stores have sales then, or have a special things going on. So it's going to be a lot of entertainment in that area, in the downtown area. And we'll have different things going on all over town.
Okay. So at least that's get-go, and it's full speed ahead.
It's full speed ahead. It's being, like I said, Heather starts planning it, I don't know, probably a week before, before the other one's done.
You almost have to plan it before the art fair is now, because you have to contact some of these people. Hey, are you interested in coming next year? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. And the artists had an awful lot of them that had said that it was the best art fair they had ever in the history of them coming to the art fair. Some of our best artists had the best art fairs because people were concentrated now in that area and shopping the art fair.
Like I had mentioned to our other guests, with a negative comes a positive.
Yes, exactly.
It's just the idea of concentrating and say, okay, what can we do now? Within our limits, and because we're in this situation.
Right.
And you'd be, hey, that mind can give you a lot of good ideas.
Honestly, and I think you have to get real creative during these times.
And I think most of our businesses have.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no choice. I mean, you even had mentioned just a little while ago, a lot of the teenagers, like seniors, are employed right now because what are they doing? They're taking food to homes, by way of car.
They're delivering. They're doing a lot of delivery services now. Yeah, a lot of the high schoolers, they're the college students. The summer job that they used to try and get in the stores, and they'd all be trying to get jobs, but now they can work for any of these delivery companies. So now they're doing that, so, and even now we're talking about, this big snowstorm. There's no snow day. You go online. It's just virtual. You're not getting a snow day. So it's different. That's a pro
and a con, because some of the parents like it and others don't, but then some kids don't like it either.
That's right.
They like the idea of being in school, the interaction. And I think we can get that with Roosevelt High School, too, because they have their program put on our system. Where they're all participating in some way or another,
But it helps during a snow day.
Well, That's if you sit there and watch the television or the computer.
You have to. It's not a day off now anymore.
This is one thing, too. You mentioned about how we've progressed through the past year, or a year and a half even. Trenton now is going to have something this coming weekend. They're going to have the sculptures that we used to have usually in January
the ice sculptures.
Or February. It's going to be this weekend, the 4th and the 5th. And at the same time, there's a hockey at the Kennedy Arena, and they're going to have shuttles so they can go back and forth to either the game or the outside.
Isn't that nice? That's good. That's good.
And they've been at a standstill for a while, too, but they do have that social district.
Yes, they have the social districting, too. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, and we won't try and say it 10 times fast.
No.
But
I'm lucky if I say it. Okay,
but,
I don't know how much time we have left, but I know Amy's got something for us to see.
Okay.
You talk about need of help and how we can do it. Maybe this might help somebody out.
Okay.
All right. We don't have too much time.
No.
What else can we talk about? First of all,
Well, we have an awful lot of new restaurants and businesses in downtown too.
That's right.
Yeah, so many good restaurants. You know, you can't imagine that. I mean, at one point in time, during the pandemic, there's been at least 6 new restaurants that popped up, and
Yeah.
I mean,
You
the
got
Vault,
the
and we have the
H2O
Iron
Vault,
Gate.
yeah.
H2O, Major Biddles. We have Taco. It's what is the? We have a great taco shop, and I can't think of the name of it. I should have
even
notes.
where the Owl's Corner used to be.
Yes,
Is that working
lunch,
out?
Lunchable. Yeah, yes. I see people go walking. It's just like a window. You walk up and you order your sandwich, and they're wonderful sandwiches and drinks, and then we have a European pastry shop coming into town too. They're not open yet.
Oh, really?
We have everything. We have Thai. We have Mexican. Of course, we have some of the best Mexican restaurants
Right.
too. And I mean, it's a place to look for, a place for dinner and eating and a little shopping too. We have some wonderful boutiques, which is unusual now. You don't find a place where you know the difference between like let's say a department store and a boutique. There's
I don't know. They only gave us a minute. See what happens when you come on, Pat?
Yeah,
we can.
we could talk. I know. We could talk forever, Carolyn.
I know. So
But-
thanks for coming. I
Yes.
appreciate it. And she's Riverside Gallery. If you want to get more information, you said Feng Shui is at the library too.
Yes, yeah. Go to our Wyandotte Library. The library has some wonderful. We have one of the best libraries around.
Right.
They have so many services, so we
Okay.
won't go into that.
We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town, though. Take care. Okay.